Hi, friends. Today we're going to be reading Amelia Bedelia by Peggy Parrish. And what I want you to do as we read, we're not going to read the whole story today, but what I want you to read, or what I want you to do rather, is to write down the who in the story. So, who are the characters that you hear about in the story? Not just the important characters, but I want you to write down any characters that you hear about as we read. And so, as one thing we can do is we can always look at the title. And if a character's name is in the title, we can almost always be right in guessing that that is a character in the story. So the first person on your list should probably be Amelia Bedelia. And since she's a picture on there, I think we can safely say she's in the story. So go ahead and do that if you want to. So this is Amelia Bedelia.
Oh, Amelia Bedelia, your first day of work and I can't be here. And I made a list for you. You do just what the list says,
Said Mrs. Rogers. Mrs. Rogers got in the car with Mr. Rogers and they drove away.
My, what nice folks. I'm going to like working here,
said Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia went inside.
Such a grand house. These must be rich folks, but I must get to work. Here I stand just looking, and me with a whole list of things to do.
Amelia Bedelia stood there a minute longer.
I think I'll make a surprise for them. I'll make lemon meringue pie. I do make good pies.
So Amelia Bedelia went into the kitchen. She put a little of this and a pinch of that into a bowl. She mixed and she rolled. Soon her pie was ready to go in the oven.
There, said Amelia Bedelia. That's done.
Do you have any characters on your list so far? I think you could put at least 2. Now let's see what the list says, Amelia Bedelia said. So she read,
Change the towels in the green bathroom.
Oh, okay. Amelia Bedelia found the green bathroom.
These towels are very nice. Why change them? She thought.
But then Amelia Bedelia remembered what Mrs. Rogers had said. She must do just what the list told her.
Well, all right, said Amelia Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia got some scissors. She snipped a little here and a little there, and she changed those towels. Is that what Mrs. Rogers meant? I don't think so either.
There, said Amelia Bedelia. She looked at her list again. Dust the furniture. Did you ever hear tell of such a silly thing? At my house we undust the furniture, and to each his own way, I suppose.
Amelia Bedelia took one last look at the bathroom, and she saw a big box with the words dusting powder on it. Do you think that's what Mrs. Rogers meant? I don't think so either.
Well, look at that. A special powder to dust with, exclaimed Amelia Bedelia.
So Amelia Bedelia dusted the furniture.
That should be dusty enough. Oh, my, how nice it smells.
Do you think that's what Mrs. Rogers had in mind when she told her to dust the furniture? To throw dust on the furniture? I don't either.
Draw the drapes when the sun comes in, read Amelia Bedelia.
She looked up, and the sun was coming in. Amelia Bedelia looked at the list again.
Draw the drapes. That's what it says. I'm not much of a hand at drawing, but I'll try.
Do you think that's what it meant, to actually draw the drapes? No, that's silly. She meant to close them. So Amelia Bedelia sat right down and drew the drapes. Oh my goodness, that's a silly, silly lady. She keeps getting things wrong. Amelia Bedelia marked off about the drapes.
Now what? Put the lights out when you have finished in the living room.
Amelia Bedelia thought about this for a minute. She switched off the lights. Do you think she's going to stop there? It said take out the lights. Put the lights out.
Let's find out what she does.
Then she carefully unscrewed every bulb. Oh my goodness, look at that. She's got all the bulbs. I don't think that's what Mrs. Rogers meant. And Amelia Bedelia put the lights out. How silly. So those things need to be aired out too, just like pillows and babies. Oh, I do have a lot to learn. And that's where we're going to stop today. So, you should have at least 2 people on there. You should have Amelia Bedelia and Mrs. Rogers. And if we remember way back, Mr. Rogers was also in the car with Mrs. Rogers. So we could also write Mr. Rogers. Those are our 3 characters for Amelia Bedelia today. I hope you enjoyed this story. We'll finish next week.